Hey guys, JawsTheSharkReviews here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class Transformers 1 Starscream. So here he is in his Cybertronian jet alt mode, and but before we take a look at the figure itself, here is the packaging. And so let's get a close-up look at it right here. So starting off, you got Starscream right here, and he's looking all Starscream-like, as he should. And here he is in jet mode, and you get the Studio Series Starscream, and he's 30 steps to convert. Obviously, that's clearly not Starscream. It looks more like Optimus, but whatever. Here it is this side, and here's the other side. It's the continuation of this and that as well. And here's the top and the bottom and the back. So it does give you just a brief little bio about him. So there's that, and of course 30 steps, like as mentioned earlier. And that is pretty much it for the packaging. So moving right along, here we have Starscream in his jet mode. It appears to be more like a Cybertronian Tetrajet, which is what we've seen in the past for previous Cybertronian Starscream alt modes. So, But anyways, let's get a close-up look here at the jet. And it looks really cool. I mean, I think we did briefly see him turn into it in the actual movie, so it's not like some of the Bumblebee movie characters where they we never saw him transform and they just had to make up an alt mode. Now, luckily they did have a model on hand to present, just so they can make this figure right here with its proper alt mode. Let's do that again. So moving right along, here we have Starscream in his jet mode, and it appears to be more of a Cybertronian Tetrajet, which is unsurprising because ever since G1, that's how his alt modes looked. I mean, when he was on Cybertron, so it's kind of it's not really surprising they went with that route for this. Although this one seems to have a mixture of his Earth alt mode and his Cybertronian alt mode, but definitely still looks more Cybertronian. Let's take a close-up look right here. We got all kinds of painted details throughout, which is nice. There's the back. I mean, obviously you can tell it's kind of a robot here. You can see the hands and everything. So, unfortunately, that's one of the big flaws I have with this guy, is just that. But honestly, it's not that big of a flaw since it's kind of in the back. You won't see it. It's mostly when you turn around, it's like, hey, aren't those fingers? So it just is what it is, I guess. So you got kind of a sort of not bronze. It's a little too late to be bronze, but it's that kind of color. It's like a metallic paint, and they have here for the little cockpit window, and they have like a little sculpting right here on the top too, and you get some gunmetal gray throughout. And so really nice. I really do enjoy it. Again, it's got its issues, but overall not too shabby. So for his accessories, I already put them all in just to save time. So he's got 3 guns. So there's 2 identical ones down here, and then there's a cannon right here in the middle. So it's kind of similar to his Bumblebee movie appearance, where he also had one right on the bottom of his jet mode. And this top piece is an accessory too, like this slim little piece. I think you could tell where it disconnects. So, but yeah, so there you guys have that. So, anyways, now for the alt mode size comparisons. Here he is with Optimus Prime, with Megatron, and last but not least with his wave mate, RC. So without further ado, let's get right down to the transformation. So, starting off, of course you just want to remove the accessories, so go ahead and do that. So starting off, well, I guess the first real step of transformation then would be splitting apart this section. It's a little difficult. There you go. So yeah, you just want to remove the cannon, and then the two guns, and there you have that. So then, oh, this is a little bright for you yet, so did that bit. Then move these out to the sides, and then you're just going to bring out the arms, and then you're just going to lift up the top section right here, and hey, there he is. There's the man. Excuse me. But then after that, you just want to lift up these red pieces, or maybe just keep them in right there for now, because then you just want to flip forward the feet, and then bring down these side blue pieces, and then bring down the thruster pieces. These will become his heel spurs, and they'll tab into place, as you can see right there. So there we go. Then you're just going to want to split apart the legs, and then you're going to want to bring them down. They untab. There's a tab right here on the back of the hip. That'll go right in there. So after that, you just want to close up this blue panel, and let's see, I do the same thing right here, and there you go. So now the legs are all done. Hooray! So let's see, then after that you just want to move this shoulder piece to the side, or kind of tilt it. There we go, and then it'll clip into place. Then just bring that down, and there's a tab here that will go into that slot. And you want to repeat this process, obviously, on the other side. Oop. Well, that's not what we wanted, but let's go ahead and do that. And just tab that in. There we go. Then you just want to bring down the nose cone, and then you want to bring up the cockpit little window area, and then move this piece down, and this piece down too, and I think after that, you just want to untab the wings from here, and then this should move down. There we go. And then you just want to move up this area right here, and it'll fit through that hole right there, and I think it's almost in. Yeah. Well, I guess first what I could do is just move this down so you have enough room, and then bring this up right here. Come on. Oh, I'll have to pause here for a second. Alright, there we go. So now it's been all fixed up, so you just want to, clip that piece right in, and then this should be able to feed right through. I think it did before. There we go. So this piece right here goes into that little square hole, and then, oh, now it's not cooperating. So yeah, times it does, then it doesn't. There we go. And then just kind of move the head down, or I think there's like a tab here. And there we go. So now it looks more normal. And then after that, you just want to bring back this part of the wing and do the same here. And also, before you do that, actually, you just want to move this piece up like that, and the tab there will go into that slot. And same over here. Let me just get that done and over with. And I think you want to kind of angle the wings just a little. There we go. Yeah, it's from these clips right here, if you can see it. When you transform it, you're supposed to push it right in through so it feeds it in. It's a little complicated, but it's not too bad once you get the hang of it. And yeah, so then just fold these in, and then these are on ball joints, so you're supposed to rotate them around like so. And there we go. So once you guys have that all done, there you guys have Starscream in his robot mode. And in my opinion, I think he looks pretty good. You know, I mean, he's, aside from one particular area, which we will talk about pretty shortly, he does look, you know, exactly like how he did on the screen and everything. So I think, you know, Hasbro did a good job there. But yeah, so anyways, let's get a close-up look here at the face sculpt, which, yeah, that's that one particular area I was referring to, because it's not horrible looking, but just, especially look at the face, especially the lips. I mean, it's just, I don't remember him having those kind of lips in the movie. I mean, I don't know. And there seems to be a weird flaw with my copy. I noticed where his left eye seems to be a little more pushed in than his right. That's kind of why it looks darker, but it's really not. It's just the way it looks. I don't know. Well, I mean, from here it's not as bad, but still, I don't know. Maybe it's just the lighting, but aside from the face, I mean, just, again, it's yeah. It's not as like noticeable as, let's say, the 86 Blur, where he had that weird mewing chin or whatever he had. But it's still just kind of like Hasbro, why? Just why? But yeah, but everything else I'd say looks good. You know, the torso, the legs, and yeah, here's the back right here. It's kind of clever what they did with the heel spurs, but unfortunately they kind of look a little bit awkward, so yeah. And you do get little bits of gaps still open here in the back of the lower legs. But yeah, overall I think it doesn't look too bad. So yeah, now for accessories, well, of course he's got one right back here, but we'll take a look at that more in a bit. For now, we'll just talk about the other ones. So he's got his these two guns right here. I got the other one here, just in case you're wondering. They're pretty plain, but yeah, you could hold them in his hands, or you could put them on his shoulders, which I think is what you're supposed to do. Let's look at the box just to make sure. Yeah, they have him on his shoulders. I figured. So yeah, you just want to attach them right up here, because I think that's how these were in the movie, I should say. I wish it was movies, but somebody didn't do a good job with marketing. I wonder who. But yeah, there's that. And then of course you got his cannon from before. So yeah, you can hold it as a normal gun. I think you use this like little tab here as his way of holding it. So it will wedge in his hand perfectly. So it should get in there. So, yeah, I think nope. Okay, it goes in, but it kind of falls out a little easily. Okay, maybe it's a little more tighter in now. So there you go. There you have that. It's a weird looking gun. But you know, he's armed, I guess. And if you wanted to, you can remove this top piece right here, and you could put it, I think, I forgot where it was. There was config. Oh, jeez. Let me look at the box again. There was a way they had it. Oh, I see now. So it's this piece goes on the bottom, and you see the little slot. I was wondering what that was for. And you just want to put that right in here, and I think that's closer to the correct way he's supposed to hold it. So it does clean his back up just a little bit, and it gives him an honestly even weird looking gun, but it's like, okay, I mean, I'll take it. You know. So but yeah. Oh, and for articulation, I almost forgot to show this off. Ball joint, or head's on the ball joint, so you can move it side to side. You can wiggle it around. He can look down. He can kind of look up, sort of. I mean, you could always untab this, and then he can look up. But you know, let's see. Shoulders are on ball joints, so you can get all kinds of movement here, and they can move outwards that much. And let's see what else we got. He does, I think, yeah, he does have a bicep swivel. Kinda, I mean, it's close to the elbow, but it still counts, you know. The swivel joint's right in his bicep, so yeah. He does have an elbow joint right here, and nothing for the wrists or the waist, but his legs do kick out this far, so you can give a nice power kick. And they can move at least back that far, which is normal enough. And the legs can split out that much. And let's see, and then, oh yeah, the thighs do swivel, the knees do bends, and no real ankle movement, so that sucks. So he's, you know, he's a little hindered for his articulation for being a deluxe, but yeah, I guess that had come at a cost. But I truly think they could have still put like some sort of swivel in the wrists. I'm just saying, there's some figures where I could see, you know, it kind of makes sense, but with Starscream you could have. So that's kind of a -1 for Hasbro right there for this guy, but overall not terrible. So yeah, but anyways, so now for the robot mode size comparisons. Here he is with Optimus, with Megatron, and last but not least with his wavemate RC. So there you guys have my review for the Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class Transformers 1 Starscream. And I gotta say, he's a pretty decent figure. Nothing great, not my favorite from the Hasbro's little Transformer 1 Studio Series figures. You know, I mean, I'm trying to think. Megatron's pretty cool. I'd say Prime, but probably for me, Sentinel's my favorite so far. But Starscream, though, he's really cool. You know, he's got his flaws. You know, obviously, you can see his hands sticking out on the back of him in jet mode, and his face, especially his lips, just look completely off. So, you know, there's those things in mind, but it's kind of like, you know, it's aside from that, it's just kind of, it's a pretty dang good figure. You know, I've seen some people kind of bash on this figure. I don't think it's really that bad. I will say transforming it the first couple of times is really stressful, but you know, but once you get the hang of it, I mean, you know, I think it's becomes, you know, a little bit of second nature almost. But yeah, so overall, it's a pretty decent figure. I'll just say that. I'd say it's better than Elita 1, but overall, isn't on the top of my list for a favorite TF1 Studio Series figure. So, yeah, so there you guys have that. Now, this I'm planning on this being my final video for 2025. So, yeah, I just want to say thank you guys for such a great year. You know, I'm trying to really think here. I mean, we got pretty far. We got tons of videos right here in this year that I've had a lot of fun making. You know, I've tried to make things a little bit different. You know, make it a little more smooth. You know, have some a little more editing. Yeah. You know, but not too much has changed. But you know, I'm still thankful for this year, and more importantly, you know, for you guys still here, still watching, and you know, new ones still coming in. So I want to thank you guys for a great 2025, and let's have a dang good 2026. So yeah, so anyways guys, as always, till all, R1.